Winter 2025 isn't just coming, it's already casting a shadow, and the warnings are chilling. Imagine this, you're wrapped in blankets, the lights flicker, the power cuts out, and the cold creeps into your bones. Meanwhile, your heating bill is climbing so fast it feels like another mortgage payment. And I'm not exaggerating here, this winter could be the most chaotic we've faced in more than a decade. Experts are already sounding the alarm. Power bills could double before February, and yet millions of people will still be shivering in their own homes. Why? Because this winter isn't just cold, it's unpredictable, brutal, and painfully expensive. But here's the twist, most people aren't prepared for the very items you already have sitting in your kitchen or tucked away in your closet could end up saving you hundreds of dollars, and maybe even your life, if the power goes out. I'm talking about everyday things like rice, aluminum foil, old towels, and that heavy cast iron skillet gathering dust in your cabinet. These aren't random tricks, they're survival tools, passed down from generations who endured harsh winters long before modern conveniences. I've spent the past week digging deep into NOAA's winter outlook, reading chilling reports from climate scientists, and hearing first-hand stories from families across the country. And the pattern is terrifying. A wobbling polar vortex, record-breaking Arctic ice loss, and a freakishly fast flip from El Niño to La Niña. That means snowstorms where they don't belong, like in Houston. Blackouts in major cities like Chicago, and food prices climbing even higher as freezing temperatures wipe out crops in Florida. This isn't just another cold season, it's shaping up to be a climate disaster. So before I dive into 13 dirt-cheap household items that can actually keep you warm and cut your bills, I want to hear from you. Have you noticed your grocery store shelves thinning out? Are you already paying more for basics like milk, eggs, or bread? Did you have to crank up the heat earlier than usual this year? Drop a comment below, because what's happening in your town could be the warning sign the rest of us need. Alright, let's jump into it. First up, the cast iron skillet, a kitchen heavyweight that could easily become your winter MVP. You probably know it as the pan that fries up the best bacon or cornbread, but this beast has another secret talent. It can fight the cold. Here's how. Place your skillet on the stove, gas or even a small camp stove works, and heat it for about 5 to 10 minutes. No oil, no food, just let it soak up that heat. Once it's warmed through, carefully move it to a safe spot like a trivet or wooden board. Now place it near your feet or slide it under a blanket while you're lounging on the couch. That thick iron holds heat like a thermal battery, radiating warmth for hours, without a single watt of electricity. Want to level it up? Try this, drape your cold socks over the skillet for a few minutes, then slip them on, instant cozy heaven. Some folks even set the skillet at the foot of their bed before climbing in, turning icy sheets into a warm sanctuary. Just use common sense, keep it away from anything flammable, and you're golden. Think about it, while everyone else is glued to their electric heaters and watching their bills skyrocket, you'll be staying warm with a $20 skillet doing all the work. And that's just the first trick, wait until you see what a simple coffee mug can do. When the cold sets in and your heating system feels like it's running on its last breath, there's a simple little trick hiding right in your kitchen cabinet that can bring you instant comfort. Grab a microwave-safe mug, fill it with plain tap water, and pop it in the microwave for about 2 minutes. But here's the part most people don't know, always drop in a wooden spoon or a microwave-safe chopstick before heating. Why? Because of something called superheating. That's when the water looks calm, but suddenly explodes into a violent boil the second you touch it. It's dangerous, messy, and not worth the risk. That little stick keeps you safe. Once the water's hot, wrap the mug in a small towel, or even slip it into an old sock. Now hold it in your hands, and feel the warmth seep into your skin. It's like carrying a pocket-sized space heater wherever you go. But don't stop there, slide it under your blanket at night, park it by your feet while you sleep, or keep it on your lap during a long movie binge. Some people even double up and heat 2 mugs, creating a warm zone around their legs, while the rest of the room feels like an icebox. And here's the beauty of it, if the power goes out, you're not out of luck. You can heat that same water on a gas stove, a camp stove, or even over a fireplace. This hack costs just a few cents in electricity, and it's endlessly reusable. Let the mug cool down, reheat it, and repeat. No apps, no gadgets, no fancy tech, just water, a mug, and simple physics doing all the work. Maximum comfort, minimal cost. But that's only the beginning. Because next up, we're about to turn something as ordinary as aluminum foil into a secret weapon against the cold. This shiny kitchen staple doesn't just wrap leftovers, it can actually bounce heat back into your room, and the difference might shock you. Sometimes the best heaters aren't plugged into the wall, they're the ones you make yourself. Take an empty water bottle, for example. Don't throw it away just yet, because that simple plastic bottle can become a pocket-sized furnace. Fill it with hot water, screw the cap on tight, and wrap it in a towel. Just like that, you've created a portable heat source you can slide under your blanket, hug to your chest, or tuck at the foot of your bed. The heat seeps out slowly, keeping you warm for hours. This trick isn't new, it's as old as cold winters themselves. Back in the day, people used glass bottles filled with boiling water to survive long nights. Some even painted them black, and left them in the sun so they'd absorb extra warmth. You don't have to get fancy like that. A basic water bottle works just fine. And when it cools, no problem. Just refill it with fresh hot water and start over. No noise, no wires, no electricity, just quiet, steady warmth the old-fashioned way. And if you think that's clever, wait until you try this next one. Picture this, it's a freezing winter morning. You step out of the shower, and instead of comfort, you're hit with an icy blast that makes you want to run back under the water. Brutal, right? Well, here's a hack that turns your bathroom into a DIY spa. The secret weapon? Towels. Instead of grabbing just one, double up. Wrap one around your body as usual, then drape a second one over your shoulders like a shawl. The layers trap steam and body heat, creating a warm cocoon that chases away the chill. Want to take it further? Toss your towels in the dryer before your shower. When you step out, you'll be wrapping yourself in pure toasty comfort. It's the kind of warmth that feels luxurious but costs nothing. And here's a bonus, most people don't think of towels can warm more than just your skin. Before bed, throw one in the dryer, then slide it between your sheets. Instead of shivering while your bed warms up, you'll be slipping into instant coziness. Or if your muscles ache from the cold, dampen a towel, microwave it for about 30 seconds, and drape it around your shoulders or neck. That's instant steam therapy, no spa required. Now here's where things get really interesting. Because while towels keep you warm, there's something in your bathroom that can block the cold completely. Drafts, those sneaky breezes slipping under your doors and windows, are silent heat thieves. But you don't need expensive draft stoppers to fight them. All you need is an old shower curtain liner. Cut it to size, tape it along the bottom edge of your door, and let it press against the floor when the door closes. That flimsy plastic suddenly becomes a barrier, stopping the icy air in its tracks. It's not glamorous, but it works. And if company comes over, just peel it off. No damage, no mess. You can even cut strips to patch up loose windows that never seem to seal tight. These may sound like small tricks, but in a winter as wild as 2025, little hacks like these can add up to big savings and even bigger comfort. Drafts are sneaky thieves, and once they find a way in, it feels like your whole house is leaking warmth. But here's the good news, you don't need expensive insulation or a professional contractor to fight back. All it takes is something as ordinary as an old shower curtain liner. Cut it to size and tape it along the edges of your window frame. When you shut the window, the liner presses snugly against the glass, forming a clear barrier that blocks out icy air. Vinyl is durable, waterproof, and far tougher than the rolled-up towels people used back in the day. And the best part? If you don't already have one lying around, you can grab a liner for $1 at the dollar store. Think about it, a single dollar standing between you and a wave of freezing drafts. That's a trade worth making. In a winter where energy bills are soaring and cold snaps strike without warning, a hack this cheap and this simple could save you from both discomfort and wasted money. No tools, no handyman skills, just a few minutes and a little creativity. But drafts aren't the only culprits stealing your warmth. Windows themselves are huge heat losers, radiating cold air into your room like giant ice blocks. Even with the heater blasting, sitting near one can feel like camping outside. The fix? Believe it or not, your old bed sheets. Take a flat cotton sheet, thicker is better, and stretch it tightly across the inside of your window. Secure it with tape, push pins, or even binder clips. What happens next is surprisingly effective. The sheet traps a thin layer of air between the glass and your room, creating insulation that slows heat loss. If you really want to boost the effect, double up. Use 2 sheets with a small gap between them, and you'll create a pocket of trapped air that works like a budget-friendly thermal curtain. This isn't new. Back during the 1970s energy crisis, people used everything from plastic wrap to blankets to insulate their windows. The difference is that sheets are easier to handle, softer, and don't look completely out of place. And unlike bulky curtains, they're safer around heaters or radiators. Each night you can hang them up, and each morning fold them away. Zero damage, zero waste, and real comfort for a fraction of the cost of new curtains. And while blocking drafts and insulating windows keeps the cold out, there's another hidden enemy inside your home that makes winter feel harsher than it really is: humidity. That clammy, bone-chilling sensation when the air feels damp. It tricks your body into feeling colder than the thermostat says. But there's a dirt-cheap fix sitting in your pantry right now: baking soda. Most of us know baking soda as the little box that keeps the fridge fresh, but it's also a natural desiccant. It absorbs moisture right out of the air. Place an open box in damp spots like the bathroom, basement, or near drafty windows, and it'll start working quietly within hours. By lowering indoor humidity, you not only feel warmer, but your heater doesn't have to work as hard, which means lower bills. This isn't some trendy hack. People have been battling moisture for centuries. Before baking soda, folks used lime, charcoal, even kitty litter. Baking soda is safer, cleaner, and you probably already have it on hand. And when it's done pulling moisture from the air, usually after a few weeks, you can still use it to clean your microwave, deodorize your carpet, or freshen up drains. One product, multiple uses, and a noticeable difference in comfort. In a winter like 2025, where every degree of warmth matters and every penny counts, sometimes the smallest tricks, like a sheet, a liner, or even a tiny white box of powder, can change how you survive the season. Imagine this: it's early morning, you shuffle into the kitchen half asleep, and the moment your bare feet hit those icy tiles, it's like stepping onto a frozen glacier. Your whole body jolts, you gasp, and suddenly even making coffee feels like torture. But here's the crazy part. The fix has been sitting right in your kitchen the whole time: your wooden cutting board. Wood is a natural insulator. Unlike tile, stone, or metal, it doesn't suck the warmth out of your feet. Lay a cutting board down where you stand the most, by the sink, the stove, or the coffee maker, and suddenly you've got a warm, stable surface underfoot. No more frozen toes while waiting for the kettle to boil. Want to make it even cozier? Toss a towel or a small rug over the board. That gives you 2 layers of insulation: wood to block the cold, fabric to cushion and trap the warmth. This isn't just some modern hack, it's old-school survival wisdom. Centuries ago, families in drafty farmhouses laid down wood planks, straw, or scraps of cloth just to make standing bearable on stone floors. They didn't have heated mats or luxury tiles. They had simple, clever solutions. And here's the beauty: you don't need to cover the whole floor. Just target the cold spots where you stand the longest. Try it by your bed, in the bathroom, even under your desk, if you're working near a drafty window. Wooden boards are easy to clean, don't warp with a little moisture, and unlike metal or ceramic, they don't stay ice cold. Sometimes the warmest solutions are the ones hiding in plain sight. But let's take things a step further, because the next trick turns one of your biggest kitchen appliances into a secret heater, without costing you a single extra dime. Your oven isn't just for cooking, it's a hidden ally against the cold. After you've roasted dinner or baked a tray of cookies, that big metal box is still radiating heat. And if you've got an electric oven, here's the move: crack the door open about 6 inches after cooking. In just a few minutes, that leftover warmth spills into the kitchen, chasing away the chill. You've already paid for the electricity to heat the oven. Why let all that warmth vanish unused? But there's one huge warning: this only works with electric ovens. Never ever do this with gas. A gas oven releases carbon monoxide and moisture into the air, which can be dangerous, even deadly, if the door is left open. Safety first. For those with electric ovens though, this trick is golden, especially in the evening when the temperature drops hardest. Some people even time their baking so the kitchen is warm right before bed. It won't heat your whole house, but it can make washing dishes or hanging out in the kitchen way more comfortable.